Hello, my name is Vignesh, and this is going to be Math Lecture 11 in the Math Lecture series. Today we're going over angles. So there's basically three main things you need to know about angles, and so we'll be going over those three, and I'll do like 4 out of the 15 practice problems I've attached. And again, these notes and the practice problems are attached to Google Classroom. So if you're not already in a Google Classroom, click the link in the description, and you can see these notes as well as all the previous notes on this section and all the other sections. So it's a really good tool. I highly suggest you join our Google Classroom to find all of our stuff in organized fashion. Again, it's in the link in the description. It's in the it's like the code is in the description. Yeah, and also I highly suggest that before you watch this video, or maybe before I start doing the practice problems, you find the file in Google Classroom and you do all the practice problems on your own because it's always good practice, even though this topic may seem like very simple and like you seem like, oh, the questions can't be that hard. Sometimes there are some hard questions, and also always on the SAT, the more practice problems you do in the math section, the more question types you've seen before, and the easier it is when you take the actual exam because you know how to do almost all the question types. But yeah, let's get more specific to the angles. The first thing we're going over is the exterior angle theorem. That's very simple. Basically, if you have a shape like this and you extend one side, this angle and this angle are supplementary angles. So that means in this case it'd be x plus c would equal 180 degrees. So yeah, so in this case, x is the exterior angle because it's like the other thing. And also, if you want to know, x is also equal to a plus b. Okay, and now we have parallel lines. Basically you have two parallel lines, and you have a line going through it. It's very simple, and you have eight different angles that are formed from that. So this is actually something that's pretty common on the SAT. I usually there's at least one question on this on the SAT math section. But yeah, so basically how you would solve this in this case is that just finding out one of these angle measures, you can figure out any of the other 7 angle measures. So for instance, let's say I have angle 1 is 50 degrees. Well, I know angle 4 is 50 degrees because it's the vertical angle theorem. That's pretty simple because they're opposite angles. And I know that 3 must be 130 degrees because they both are supplementary angles because they have the same line. And then just to represent, I'm gonna put two of these arches to represent one. It's supplementary angles, and 2 obviously is also supplementary. And here's where it gets tricky because there's also corresponding angles. So 5 and 1 are the same angle because two parallel lines that thing. 5 and 1 are like the ones that like exactly correspond to each other. They think so like 2 and 6 is the same, 4 and 8 together. Also, because 4 and 8 is the same and 4 is the same as 1, 1 and 8 is also the same. And this is also called exterior. This is also called alternate exterior angles. Yeah, that's the name. So 1 and 8 are the same. So and it's also like in alternate interior angles. So in this case, 4 and 5 are also the same. So like 3 and 6 are the same, and 2 and 7 are the same. So yeah, that's what you should know. And then 6, and obviously because 2 and 6 are the same, that means and 7 and like 7 and 2 and 3 and 6 are the same. Those are supplementary. So yeah, so I can figure out all the other 7 angles just off that one angle. And that's basically what you do with parallel lines. And finally, you have polygons. It's also very simple. It's mainly just knowing what all the angles in this polygon add up to. So to find that out, there's a formula 180 times n minus 2, where n is the number of sides. So let's say you have a square, it would be 180 times 4 minus 2, which is 180 times 2, which is 360. And that adds up. So all the angles add up to 360. And obviously, there's something called regular polygon. And a regular polygon is basically a polygon has all the sides have the same length and all the angles are the same. So like a square would be an instance because it's not a really good square, but like all of them are 90 degrees to the same angles and all the sides are the same. Yeah, now we're gonna move on to practice problems. So I'm gonna do a couple, like 4 of them. Then, as always, I highly suggest that you pause the video here and open the file and try to do all these practice problems. And if you're ever stuck and on a question that I didn't go over, you can email us, leave a comment below, or there's also just like the answers and the descriptions for each answer. So if you still don't get it, you can always email us or message us or any means of contacting us. Yeah. So the first one I want to go over is number 4. So we have this triangle in the figure above. If x equals to 40, what is the value of y? So this is 40 and this is 40 plus y, right? So what that means is 40 plus 40 plus y equals 180. 80 plus 2y equals 180. And you subtract these from the other, 2y equals 100. Sorry about that. 2y equals 100. So, and y is equal to 50. That's why B is the right answer here. Okay, the other one I want to go over is number 5. In the figure above, lines L and M are parallel. In terms of x, what is the value of A and B? So in this case, right, this angle and this angle are the same, right? Because of the alternate interior angles. So that means this is also B. And remember the exterior angle theorem, the first topic we went over? Here, x is basically an exterior angle theorem for this triangle right here, which means x is equal to A plus B, which means A is the right answer here. The one over is number 11. It's a very simple one. In the figure above, a rectangle and a quadrilateral overlap. What is the sum of the degree measures of the shaded regions? Here they're trying to trick you to make it seem like it's a complicated thing. Like instead of saying, oh, what's the angles of each, what do all the angles add up to? They're saying, oh, what does the shaded region add up to? And they're saying that they overlap. That's all very like irrelevant. Basically, what we can tell from these shaded regions is they want to know the sum of all the angles. And since there's two different shapes, both with a side of 4, it's going to be 360 plus 360, which is 720, which is why C is the right answer there. And finally, we go over number 14. In the figure above, what is the value of x plus y? Well, as you can see here, if let's say this is z and this is w, I already know that z plus w has to equal 80 because 100 plus 80 would have to equal 180. And I also know that 70 plus x plus y plus z plus w equals 180 because like this angle plus this angle plus this angle. So now I can plug this in. So it'd be 70. So let me just rewrite that meter. It would be 70 plus 80, which is z plus w, plus x plus y equals 180. And I subtract this, it'd be x plus y equals 70 plus 80 is 150. So it'd be 30. So answer is C. And as usual, if you ever wanted to check your answers, you just go back here and you'll see 14C. So that's it for this lesson. It's a very simple, straightforward lesson. But as always, there's different ways college would ask these questions. So please go over all these questions, and if you need extra practice, go online and search up for extra practice problems on this topic. Instead of angles, practice problems, SAT. So yeah, so that's basically it. Wish you best of luck and hope you have a nice day. See ya.